Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is one of my first type of videos like this where I wanted to go over some cards that I think I expect to move and some cards that I think I'm personally going to buy. A little bit about me. I'm a pretty avid trading card game player. I definitely come from Flesh and Blood, but I've been playing Pokemon a little bit more recently. But I've been collecting for quite a while. When I was a kid, I was really into it, and then I kind of fell off it and came back in around Silver Tempest because Lugia is one of my favorite Pokemon, and it still kind of is. I bought a ton of booster boxes. I couldn't pull it. I eventually gave up, got a PSA 10, and then I ended up kind of using that 10 to kind of just get like more 10s. Like here's one I currently have sitting on my desk right now. It's a Rayquaza from Evolving Skies. And I have a few, like a Charmander Pokemon Center over there, and the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown, and Mewtwo from Crown Zenith. But anyways, I wanted to go over some cards that I kind of expect to move and some cards that I personally would like to invest in. I kind of just hold. Some of their arts are insane. Um, like this Blood Moon Ursaluna, I think is just rad. I had the one with the Munchlax in it, which is around like $40, I think, right now, and I haven't seen that card move at all. And it could be because Blood Moon Ursaluna EX is playable in the current like format of the game, but I think this Blood Moon Ursaluna card, man, is where'd he go? He's pretty low, as you can see. We're on page 1. I'll go to page 2, and he's just chilling way down here at like $93. There's another card in Prismatic Evolutions I want to talk about, but you can see that the near mint selling for like 125, 138. There was like some 90s here, so it looks like they might be getting bought out. I can see, yeah, it looks like they're getting bought out. Or they could have been Japanese, but Japanese is selling for like super cheap, so I doubt it. I can go to the 1 month graph. Now, we could like wait to buy this since there's a lot more Prismatic Evolution cards coming out. And I expected Prismatic Evolution prices to kind of drop a little bit. Um, I ended up buying here. I'll actually just go here. I ended up buying the Ceruledge EX near release for $100 because I was like, "There's not a chance that this card like doesn't go down." This art is insane. I love it. It's probably actually one of my favorite. And I got it for 100 locally, which I feel a little bit bad about because I kind of just expected the price to drop. But man, this thing just kept climbing and just keeps going. So I think if you're comfortable with the price point that the Blood Moon's at, if you really like that card, um, it might be a good price to get it at like $100. I don't know if I'll get it at 135, but I could see this card possibly making a little bit more movement. I see. I imagine it could get up to like 180. Honestly, this art's rad. Um, the next one I want to move over to would be the Iron Hands from Prismatic Evolutions. I think is sick. This art is rad. This is one I'm actually going to go look for and try to buy myself. Um, I don't know if it's like if I see it getting to like $200. I think my price point that I really would like to buy it at would be much more around like 130. If Prismatic wasn't super hard to get and wasn't just like flying off the shelves and seems like it didn't have distribution problems, I would probably get this card at like 60 or $50. Um, but I don't think I really see it getting that far just because how hard it is to get Prismatic. It is just gone in a heartbeat. I mean, people are out there fighting over it. So I think I'm probably going to look to pick up this card at like 125. And I think because of the art, I mean, this thing is just it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love how trippy it is. So I think I'm going to get it and just kind of put it in my nice little top loader binder. But yeah, like 125, I think it's probably my buy point, and I could definitely see it getting to like 175, especially in the long term. Here's like a few cheap ones that I think are going to do like really well. This is actually one of my like wife's favorite cards from Surging Sparks. A lot of these illustration rares are just kind of booming, and I think a lot of it you need to be careful with because it does seem like it's market manipulation. But these cards that are like $9, man, I don't think you can really go wrong with this card. It's selling at like 7, it says, and it looks like it is moving up still. And I could definitely see this card in the current market getting up to like 15 to $20, but I don't know if I would say it's going to be anything crazy. Probably not like the Baxcalibur. I think it's just a really good, cute card, and it seems pretty cheap for the pickup. And this is really healthy, like market movement. It's not parabolic where it's going like through the roof or it looks like it's getting manipulated. It just looks like it's a healthy growth. We see a little bit of up and then down, up, down, up and down, up and down. So I think this is one of the ones that I'm actually going to look to pick up when I start seeing it. Joltik. Other than I think I'm going to try to play it in the Miraidon deck. I think this thing is adorable and badass. It looks like the price is also moving. It looks like another healthy growth. It's only $5, so I think I'm going to pick up multiple. I can see this card getting up to like $12 or more very easily, especially if it starts getting played in the upcoming format that's about to be the new format after rotation, because it looks like this card is going to be playable too. So there might be some investing opportunities from playing the game and like actually collecting. So this is definitely on my radar. I'm going to snag a fair bit of these, I think. And look at how cute he is, man. This thing is adorable. Probably one of my favorites from Stellar Crown, honestly. Another one from Stellar Crown again is this Aurora. Man, it's another one of those just super trippy arts. He looks so badass. He's just kind of like... I really like Barry Allen and Flash from DC. I have a huge thing for these super go-fast superheroes. And man, this card's sweet. I actually didn't even know that this existed. I haven't seen it locally or anything. I don't really buy a lot of Stellar Crown, but this card is sweet. And I definitely expect this thing to move up. I could see this thing honestly getting to like $20 or so. It looks like it's around, let's see, $10. It says market's like 10. I see it, yeah, 10, 11. It looks like it hasn't moved too much. I mean, $9 here, still 10, 12. This is probably going to be a card that I would buy and then hold for the long term. I'm not sure how many Azura fans there are out there, but I think this card is definitely something I'm going to look at and invest into. Oh, that makes sense. This art is made. This is the same artist, so that does check out. It looks like this guy does like a lot of Digimon, which is funny enough, and Gundam and stuff. But man, these two arts, this makes sense. They do look pretty similar, so I guess it checks out why I like this one so much. Another one that is getting some price movement that's really cheap that I'm probably going to snag up a little bit is Heliolisk from Twilight Masquerade. I think I pulled one of these, and I just think it's a really cute card. I like how like realistic it is. You have like Homie back here kind of watching his boy run through the water. And I think it's called the Frey Lizard, where they have like those flaps that kind of come out. I really like those type of reptiles. So at $3, I could see this card getting up to like $6 or $7. And mind you, I'm not trying to tell you like basically like what stocks, like cards I think are just going to like make you a ton of money. These are cards that I honestly just want to buy and purchase and hold because I think one, they're really cute or they're really cool looking, and two, I do think I probably won't lose too much money on them, and I might actually accrue some money on them. I just want to try to enlighten you guys and girls on some cards that I'm interested in getting, and what I think is just really cool in these sets that I think some cards are overlooked. Kind of like the Drowsy, how like a lot of people didn't really remember that card and it just like skyrocketed. I do think that's kind of market manipulation, but I digress. I think these are cheap, cute little cards. So another Iron Hand one, definitely being played right now. So this could be it's kind of its price movement. Here, let's go filter it by near mint. Yeah, it looks like it kind of went like sideways for a little bit, and it's starting to come back up. Yeah, this card used to be like 30 something bucks when it first came out, but in the last month, it's starting to move up. It's a playable card, and I also like this art as well. I could see this card, getting back up to like $30. You can see all these little holes here, so the dude is literally just running through the entire like remains of this like field. I don't know like what I exactly would call this place, but I think it's another really cool card. If I don't see the price point that I want to buy the other Iron Hands at, I would probably pick these up, and then I'd probably get a playset, honestly, and play with them and just hold them as like nice collectible cards. I think they look really cool. This Morpeko, man. This card looks like it's doing some things. And it honestly makes sense. This card is starting to go a little parabolic. I think it's a card that people kind of maybe slept on. It's really cute. It's another one of my wife's favorite cards. I'm pretty sure she still has it in her top loader binder. And man, this thing used to be, like most cards, it used to be pretty cheap. It's like a $10 card, give or take. Man, it just went sideways at $10. Now it's just going parabolic. I don't know if I would really want to buy it at like $25, even though it's going up. I think I would much more want to settle around like, yeah, like 22 makes sense. $20, $18 would be really cool. Like going back to like early February prices. I mean, it just seems like it's moving. Um, there is like it could still move, but I just don't know if I see this card getting to like $40. But just a cool card. If it hits to like $17 or so, I think this is something that I'd pick up and hold. I'd be more than happy to have this in my binder. And if it goes up, then awesome. Another one that I actually didn't know about was this Fletchender. I think I probably butchered that name. It looks like it's moving up a little bit, which is cool. It's actually a really cool card. One of the arts that I really like is the Flareon V. It's a campfire Flareon. Man, this card is gorgeous. I love this card. I don't really consider myself like a huge Flareon fan, but man, this card is really cool. And the Fletchender gives me like the same type of vibes, man. Such a pretty art. And honestly, for like $10 feels like a good price. I definitely could see this card moving up to like $20 in the current market. But I think I'm also personally safe with spending $10 on this card. This looks like a really nice art, and I'm probably going to be looking for it when I go to trade nights and just around locally. The Suicune, it looks like it kind of peaked and it's coming back down. I think if this card hits like $30 again, I'm just going to jump on it. I ended up getting them around $20, and I have a PSA 10 that I got, I think, for $80. And now it's selling for like 130. I think Crown Zenith is kind of at the end of its ropes. I don't know. There's a lot of it out there, which is nice because there's a lot of really nice cards. And this Suicune, man, is gorgeous. I don't think I have a raw copy. I have a Raikou and an Entei. I definitely think if this hits like $30, I'm going to snag it. It looks like it's definitely coming down, so I should see it kind of get there eventually. I don't know when the last time it was $30. It might be in this current climate quite a while. Yeah, I'm seeing like 40s and almost $50, which is insane. Maybe not actually crazy. I think this art could get to like $60. I don't know where people stand on Suicune, but this card is really pretty. Another one is this Aurora VMAX. I don't know what's going on with the graph here. It looks like it's kind of derping out because I definitely can see this card's like selling. It definitely has gone up too. So it was like $8 or so. I mean, I do see like some 14s, 9, 10s. But I was seeing like 8s and 9s down here as well. So it's moving up very slightly. I don't think I'm like super high on this card, but I do like the Pirichu sitting in Zorora's head. I think it's really cute. I end up having one in my binder. I'm probably going to hold it. I don't think I'm actually going to sell this card. I think I'm just going to hold it for the long term. I think most of Crown Zenith I'm just going to hold for the long term. A lot of these cards I'm not trying to make like some quick flips on. I'm just trying to find arts that I think are really cool that, if they go up in the future, awesome. I kind of expect these to go up. I don't really expect them to drop a lot unless I'm buying like in the crazy peak, but I try to set price points that I'm comfortable with buying, and then if I lose a little bit of money on that, I think that's okay. I think a lot of these cards I believe in, so we'll see if they move up. But I think this is a really cool one that people maybe are sleeping on right now. Another one's Regidrago. This one's not really moving too much. This artwork's pretty cool. It reminds me of the Zacian Z. I'm pretty sure it's V. It's the same artist, which makes sense. This card was played a lot in competitive play, which might be like where its price is even at. I feel like for $17, man, I definitely can see this card going back to like 30-something bucks, like it used to be, or 20. I could see it's getting to be like a $30 card in the future. I think the art just looks really cool. I love the Lugia in the back here, which I don't think a lot of people see. I mean, I don't know, man. If you're a Lugia fan, maybe pick it up for the Lugia. I don't know how many people are doing that, but I think this art's really cool. And I love like the thick, bold outline. It allows Regidrago to like also pop while keeping the contrast kind of flat, which is really interesting. I think it's the red of the Regidrago. But I'm probably going to pick up this card and hold it if I see it. I haven't really seen it recently, but I think during trade nights, it's going to be another one I'm going to be hunting for. Unknown Man, this guy is just a legacy artist. He's done some really old stuff and a lot of newer stuff too, like the Roxanne. But like the Zapdos and the Pikachu. This guy's got really cool stuff. He's definitely kind of an OG. I love the Flaffy. The Billy Bolt's also really cute, which I mean I could maybe see going up too, but yeah, it looks like this is Japanese, but even the Japanese one's moving, which I find kind of funny. I'm not a card that I was actually like looking for. But I think he's done this Slowpoke. But the unknown is pretty rad. It looks like it's going down in price, which is pretty sweet, honestly, in this kind of market. I would like to see it get to like $15. If it gets to 15, I think I'm buying it. I could see this card getting to like a $30 card within like a year or so. So it looks really cool. I'm not like a huge unknown fan, but it's in like the same remain area that the Iron Hands is running from, and maybe he's running away from the unknown because me and my wife have been watching the movie series again, and man, these things are kind of little psychopaths. They're kind of scary. So specifically the Entei movie, but I also think they were in the Giratina one as well, just kind of roaming around in the what is it, the reverse realm? I might be wrong, but super cool card. I pulled a little bit of them back in the past from Silver Time as well as chasing the Lugia. This card, I think, is sweet. I think people are sleeping on this card. I don't know what it is. This card has, it's taken from inspiration of, like, Gotham City. Man, this thing is gnarly. I'm not, like, a super big Noivern fan. I was shiny hunting them in Scarlet and Violet. But, man, this thing is sweet. I even think its PSA 10 price is pretty cheap. I think it's, like, 180 or so. I'm saying cheap. Just like in the current market, it seems relatively cheap. It's also kind of starting to like flatten out a little bit. Let's look at the 6-month chart. Like this looks pretty healthy. I think it's probably baseline is probably around like 35 to like $40. So I can definitely see people kind of catching on to this card and it just kind of going right up to like $80 or so. And this guy's also done super cool stuff. Like, man, this is nuts actually. This Golem is really sweet. This Celebi is really cool. I love the Raikou, Arcanine's my boy, Dragonite, Charizard. I mean, this guy's got bangers. I don't have this card. I've been hunting this card. I will be picking it up when I see it. At this price point, I'm very happy with it. I will buy it, and I also really want a 10 of this card. So, awesome Noivern. I haven't seen people talk about it. I think it's slept on. Just my personal take. Aerodactyl. Mwah. I think this card is also super sweet. It used to be more expensive, I think, in the past. Yeah, and I didn't pick it up, which I was kind of happy about. And I think this is a price point that I'm more than happy to pay. I think this is like a $100 card baseline. I mean, you have all like the prehistoric Pokemon in here. It's really pretty once again. I don't know who the artist is. I haven't checked. Yeah, I like newer. This Metagross is also really cool. I've been paying attention to as well. It looks like it's moving a lot. Maybe too much for me, but I think I like $20. I'd buy that card. I think it's like 35. But I got rid of it. Yeah, the Aerodactyl, I think I would really like to pick up. Arceus V, the full art, Brilliant Stars is kind of done. It looks like it's starting to cool off, which is nice. If it gets down to like 35, $40, I think I'll snag it. I'm not a huge like Arceus fan, but I definitely think at $40, I'd probably get this. Its recent sales at 32. It said, that's light played. But yeah, like $40. I'd probably snag them. If it drops really fast, maybe I'd wait till like 35. But I also think this card is pretty cool. He's just hovering over Earth in his own kind of he's not in his like realm, but it's really cool. And he doesn't show like his bloated stomach in this, which is really sweet. I don't know what's going on with like this ring around him that makes his stomach look pretty chunky. It's kind of just cut off. But really cool card. I'm probably gonna get it at 35, $40. Now I'm going to go through some like the evolutions from Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. I think these are really cool. They're also really cheap. Like $9 seems almost like a steal. I know they were even cheaper, like $4 or so. But with so many people entering the market and kind of catching on and seeing these older cards, I think these cards, I easily could see them getting to like $20 plus in the future. Now, I don't know if the future is like 3 months, but I think like within 2 years or so, these cards will probably baseline like $20 to like $25. Because this Eevee is really cool. It's got some movement going on here. The 3 month looks a little bit better. It's starting to kind of set its base. It's testing its new like baseline. It's just kind of trading sideways. It's not crashing. Even if it crashes, it's probably when I'd actually really buy it. Then we have like the Flareon. It's kind of doing the same thing. It's kind of like soft, getting offloaded, but it looks like it might kind of test a new what are they like? Just a new baseline here. Um, I do like $9 seems such a good price for this. Like 12, 12, 9, 10, 10. So maybe 10. I'd pick this up gladly for $10. Same thing with this one. We're setting a baseline here. This looks really healthy to me. I love seeing cards not going like parabolic. Like this is crazy. I'm just seeing this massive spike. But when we're doing something like this is like really healthy. It's kind of setting its new baseline, and it looks like it's slowly gonna like healthily go up in value. So I think I am personally very happy with spending $12 on this card. It's nothing really crazy lost to me. It's 2 packs essentially, maybe 3 packs depending on what price you're getting your packs for at $4 a piece. And I think I'd take my odds that I probably would not pull this card in 12 packs. So I would buy this and hold it for the long term. The Jolteon's kind of funny. I don't know, man. I like those like really fast Pokemon. It looks really cool. I like how Gary's back here kind of commanding them. And it looks like this card, people are kind of catching on to this is another nice card. It looks like this, right? Once again, the candles are kind of going back and forth, but it's I can't remember exactly what it's called, but this is a pattern where it's basically breaking through and setting new highs, and this is healthy growth. We don't want to see, if you go back to like the 1 year where it's doing this, like the Drowsy, where it's just going crazy up, like just parabolic. This card used to be $2, and I don't know if I ever see it getting back to $2, but I would bet that I'd definitely buy this card. I think at this price, it's not such a high price that I would feel uncomfortable. Like if it's not like a $50 card that I expect to go back down to like $10 or something, and that'd be a pretty big loss. I think I'm very happy with the price point that's currently at. The Greedent, I'm not a huge squirrel fan, but I think this art is really cute. I like how he's feeding the homies, and he's just they're all sitting on this tree. It looks very clean. It's a very cute art. And once again, it's not a price point that I'm very uncomfortable with. It's a pretty cheap card, and I definitely think I can see this card definitely making some type of moves in the near future, especially with like how people are kind of like looking for cards now. There's a lot of people trying to flip, and I think this card I could probably see getting to like $20. I don't know how fast, but it looks like there's definitely people are kind of catching on to this card. There's some movement. And at $9, like I can't go wrong at that. I'd probably buy like a couple of these, but I don't think I would just like start hoarding Greedents like he hoards berries and expect this card to hit like $30 plus mark. Oh, this card. I don't see people talking about this for the Team Rocket stuff, man. Boss's Order, Giovanni's Boss's Order. It's playable. It is awesome. It's from the Sword and Shield era. Man, this card is gorgeous. I play with these in my deck. I ended up selling 2 of them when I sold out of the game, but now I'm buying back in. And I love this card. Out of all the Team Rocket type of cards, this is the one. And I haven't really seen it going super crazy recently. Or I haven't seen it talked about. I think it's like low-key, but it's really starting to move. It used to be like $40. I think 60 is getting a little high. But since I play the game, I'm probably going to pick these up. I do like to kind of bling my decks out. And I will probably be buying the playset of these again. I think it's so stylish. He looks really cool. And I think Giovanni is badass. So definitely a really solid pick for me. And if you play the game and you like to bling out your deck, this card could end up being like one of those trainers later on in the future, especially after Destiny Rivals comes out, where this card could hit like $100. And like this, how it's currently moving, I could see that happening in like a couple months or so. And then Tornadus. This is one I don't see talked a lot about. I love the cards that have like a bunch of additional Pokemon. Like you have the Shuppet over here. You have the Coolfish. You have I can't remember his name. It's not like in Rockruff. And then Scorbunny. And I think this is another really cool art. And it seems like it's not too expensive. Like it was just like $18 or $25, 21, 24, 18, 19, 17. I think this card could definitely keep testing new highs. I don't know what the price point I would even try to set at it is. It's really hard in this climate. I feel like I'm going to probably be eating my foot with like all these random arbitrary price values. But I do see this card going up, and I think it being $25 to like $30 is definitely a buy point for me if I see this come through. There's also like the Shifu cards that I think are also really cool that I haven't talked about in these videos. From Battle Styles. I mean, we're just gonna go take a little organic look and see, because I think these are also slept on. I know Shifu is not like a super hot card by any stretch of the imagination, but man, I think like this one is starting to move. Let's see if this one's kind of moving. Nah, he's not really doing too much, but man, he still looks sweet. $30 would probably be my buy point. But this one here has been moving around. And once again, I think there's multiple Pokemon in this. Yeah, you have like a Cramorant. I don't know what the octopus. It's like the fighter octopus. He's pretty goofy. I think it's like the Barracuda fish. I'm not really sure. But this one looks like this one's starting to move too. Pretty healthy. It's not parabolic. But this card, man, like 3 months ago or 6 months ago, it wasn't only like $50. But it looks like it hasn't hit its high yet, so maybe be a little bit careful. I don't know if I'd spend $70 on this, but if I saw this at $50, I probably would have bought it. I think the other one at $35 though is kind of a buy for me. But I think out of all these cards, the one I want the most personally is probably the Noivern. I really want this as a 10. And the Iron Hands from Prismatic I think is sweet. I would love to play a playset of these. But this and a Noivern are kind of my big hitters that I'm looking for. And then the small one, I think I'm going to get the Fletchinder. I think he's really cute. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of just share with you all what I am looking for when I go to trade nights or when I go to play and I go to my local game stores. I like to support locally and trade with people, so I'm going to look for these cards. This Joltik's also cool. I'm actually getting a playset of these too. So, but yeah, I appreciate it for you who stuck around. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. This is my first video, and I'm really just kind of doing it organically. But I'm curious what you all think, what cards you're currently looking for, what are the price points maybe, and if you agree with me or disagree with me, I'd be happy to hear it all. I like to debate and converse and kind of learn a lot. So yeah, I appreciate it. Take care. Later.